Ralph Dreik was born in Augsburg, Germany in July 1922, shortly before Hitler came to power.
Middle school, and I had the first year I did pretty well. I had a teacher that was not, didn't play politics, and I wasn't anything. And then the second year is when I got a teacher. He was a rabid Nazi, and I was a Jew boy, so he would give me a bad time.
Hitler rose to power in 1933 when he was named the Chancellor of Germany. He and the Nazi Party stood in opposition of the Treaty of Versailles. They advocated for extreme nationalism and anti-Semitism.
Da muss der deutsche Junge der Zukunft schlank und rank sein, flink wie Windhunde, zäh wie Leder und hart wie Kruppstahl. Wir sind entschlossen, ein neues Geschlecht heranzuziehen.
This new race that Hitler was trying to create consisted of blonde-haired, blue-eyed children, also known as Aryans. In order to create this new race, Hitler decided he must eliminate the Jews. Not only was my grandfather not Aryan, he was also Jewish.
Some new German Nazi teachers took over, and that's when the word got out that I was half Jewish. So these new Nazi teachers let my other kids in their school give me a bad time. Their favorite game was they'd make a big circle, and I put me inside the circle, and then there was a boy that was a year older than me and a lot bigger, and we had to box, and the boxing was he was.
After over 4 years, 2 schools, and countless accounts of bullying and discrimination, my grandfather got the word that some Jewish family friends living in America would be able to help him escape the anti-Semitic country and come to the United States.
We got news that an affidavit came from my father's cousin in San Francisco by the name of Altman. So now I had to go to San Francisco. I could go to San Francisco because I had the affidavit, make sure that I would not become a ward of the United States. In other words, if I got sick or if I needed a job and all that, he had plenty of money, this was Mr. Altman, and he guaranteed that I wouldn't become a ward of the state. So he took care of that, and his wife, Mrs. Altman, was on the board of directors of the Jewish orphanage.
Although my grandfather had never known his father's cousin, Mr. Altman, his wife had been on the board of directors for the biggest Jewish orphanage in San Francisco, so they worked to help my grandfather.
But anyway, Altman took care of me. And when I went to Washington High School, and couldn't speak English very well. So they stuck me in a class till I could improve my English enough, and then I got into regular and graduated from Washington High School. Then I went to another class at Washington High School, and there was Warren Hirsch was there, and a couple of other German kids, and he put me in the German class. And I still remember the teacher's name, Mrs. Gantz. She had German parents, but she was American born. And Lauren, and I forget the girl's name that was German, that was in it. We had to help her out lots of times because her German wasn't so good.
Yeah.
The
teacher, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
We helped teach her. We helped the teacher to learn more German.
Oh.
That was in Washington High School, right here in San Francisco. Yeah.
My grandpa came to San Francisco and attended Washington High School from the time he was a sophomore until the time he graduated in 1939. He was a proud graduate and goes on to this day talking about his high school years. Although my grandfather was very excited for his journey to the United States, he never forgot the struggle that his parents had to go through. With his father being Jewish, he had to spend 3 years in a concentration camp, and when he was released at the end of the war, he weighed only 96 pounds.
I can often remember that my mother and my father, they were real bad, suffered real bad because he was their only child. And when I got off the ship in New York, for me it was an adventure. For me it was, I wasn't sad at all. I had read these books that were written by an author about life in the United States. And then
Shortly after he graduated high school, the United States got involved in the war. My grandfather decided to enlist in the army with some of his friends in order to fight for the rights of Jews living in Germany and surrounding countries. After enlisting in the army, that's when he met my grandma, Ruth Mendel.
These German friends and myself, we all wanted to volunteer for the army, fight the Nazis, you know. But they wouldn't have us because we were still enemy aliens.
Oh.
So I don't remember, it took another year or so before they figured out that people that Jewish or people with Jewish background weren't going to go back to Germany. They weren't.
After the war ended, my grandpa married the love of his life, Ruth. They soon had 6 kids, and then my grandpa decided he wanted a safer profession. He decided to go back to school in order to become a pharmacist. They then moved to San Jose, and he still lives there. Despite losing his wife 6 years ago, he loves spending time with his 18 grandkids, traveling, and reminiscing about his proud war days.